Alright guys, today we're going to be talking about the Yngwie Pickguards. So over the years they've changed quite a bit. This one actually is an aftermarket one from Seymour Duncan. This is the official pickguard, which I thought was weird because when I got it I would have expected it to be exactly the same as what you get in his Strat since it's official. But that's not the case. Not many differences, but enough to make you be kind of dissatisfied with it. So obviously it has the pickups are correct, yeah. They use springs here instead of the surgical tubing or whatever. And for these pickups it's not so bad because these are epoxy filled, so they don't really have the microphonic problems of the old DiMarzios, because those were just wax filled, and over time the wax kind of gives up and then they become microphonic. So that's the first nuance. Second one is the tone pot. So the tone pot on these is just a regular old tone pot, which again was very disappointing because the ones that you get on his signature guitars, the later ones, have a bypass at 10. So there's like a little notch when you go all the way to 10, and then it's supposed to act like a bypass. It's not a true bypass, but it's more than just going to 10. So I guess it's like going to 11. The last nuance is 5-way switch. So basically since 1997 he's had a 3-way switch. So yeah, it's kind of cool because you can get different tones or whatever, but if you want the genuine article, then this is not it. So yes, it's cool and it's got his pickups in there and it's pretty close, but if you really wanted to make it dead on what you get from his signature models, then you're going to have to swap in a no-load tone pot, you're going to have to swap in a 3-way switch instead of the 5-way, and then you'll have to add some surgical cord. So that probably would cost you, I don't know, 30-40 bucks. But if you're spending $300 something on one of these, then you got to spend more money to make it the way it comes in a signature model. That could leave a bad taste in your mouth. Or you could just enjoy it for what it is and enjoy the extra tones you get from the extra switch. A lot of the times people will just bypass the tone pots just like Yngwie does anyway, so you could kind of do that. So now we'll talk about some of the other pickguards that he's had over the years. Not the one. Alright, here we go. So this one, this is a 1995 Yngwie signature, so you'll notice it's got the small headstock. But since we're talking about the pickguard, we're just going to talk about that. So this one actually has DiMarzio HS-3, DiMarzio HS-3, and then in the middle is just the standard American pickup, which is basically what he did for a lot of years. These ones have the TBX Tone Controls, so right at about the 5 position is when it has the notch, and then when you go beyond that, that's basically expanding the range of these two tone controls. So it changes it a little bit different. I don't think it's as significant as the bypass, but it's pretty cool. These ones also had 5-way switches. So you had 5-way switches on the American models from 1988 all the way up to 1997. So 1998 is officially when he switched over to the 3-way switch on his signature model. Alright, so second version of the US made Yngwies. He had, still had the DiMarzios, but there's a little bit of a change up. So DiMarzio HS-3, DiMarzio HS-4, DiMarzio HS-4, and then you can see those wonderful, humongous logos, because DiMarzio, I don't know, who knows? I think they're silly, but whatever. The other smaller logo is definitely much better because they're less obtrusive, not so in your face, but it's part of the guitar, so I've come to know and like it. These have a 3-way switch, and there's a bypass notch at 10. They also have speed volume pots, which Yngwie obviously likes to use them for his swells and things like that. He actually, before developing the pot with Seymour Duncan was using the Japan pots, because the Japan pots were much faster, so to speak. They had less resistance than the American pots at the time. And of course, you've got the third US version. This is my 2014, which has three-way switch, has the tone bypass at 10, and the YJM Duncan pickups, which each of these is their own pickup that were voiced for the specific position, whereas the DiMarzio's HS-3 was an HS-3, HS-4 was an HS-4, so it's a little bit different. Now let's talk some Japan guitars. So this one is an ST-57, and it has HS-3, HS-3, and then the Fender Japan pickup in the middle. These also have five-way switch. Didn't have a tone bypass knob. The Japan didn't get the bypass knob until, what was it, 2012, I think. Yeah. So this one also ST-57, but it has the pickup covers on it that came with it. So you can see they have this small DiMarzio logo. HS-3, HS-3, standard Japan pickup in the middle. Alright, here we go. So this one is a little bit of a different model. These ones actually came with HS4s, so these came in a configuration that the American YJM guitars never seen, which is HS4, standard Japanese pickup in the middle, and HS4. Also, no tone bypass, five-way switch, no speed knob, but it is a Japanese knob, so it is pretty fast. And I think that's really it for most of the different Pickguards. Thanks, guys.